And I mean, we love a good sale, do we not? It's always a good time for shopping, especially if it gets you prepared for what's ahead. Now, current temperatures, it's still pretty hot. We've got temperatures in the 80s just about everywhere. You can see the camera behind me is still shaking a little bit because we have winds gusting up to 30 plus, maybe even 40, 50 miles per hour. 88 degrees right now in San Angelo, a little cooler, 86 here in Abilene. It's just hot pretty much all across the board. You see 90 degrees up here in Roby, but we will eventually cool down. But speaking of today, there is one thing that I do want to update you guys on: the wind advisory that the National Weather Service placed on our area earlier this morning. They actually did it. They made a couple updates. It expanded primarily to include the rest of these counties here in the southeastern Concho Valley that were not originally included, and was also extended until 3 a.m. tomorrow night, or excuse me, tonight really, 3 a.m. Saturday instead of 1 a.m. Of course, we're going to be seeing winds up to 35 miles per hour, gusts up to 50, and if you're driving on a road that is east to west oriented like I-20, be prepared for some very strong crosswinds because that is going to include these winds as they come in from the south. Now, tonight we are going to cool down. It'll be a fairly nice night, partly cloudy skies, 60s across the board, pretty much like we've been seeing over these past couple of days. But these next couple of days, it's going to get pretty active over this weekend. Of course, tomorrow we're going to continue to see those wind gusts, but as this storm makes its way in, our chances for rain start as soon as Saturday night. Will continue through pretty much all of Sunday, which is going to be the prime time for whether we see rainfall, and Monday, where we'll start to see these storms dissipate and move out of the area. So starting with Saturday, this is a look at the Severe Prediction Center outlook. This is our severe risk outlook. We're currently in just that marginal area, but it's taking over just about all of West Texas. The main things we're going to be looking for are damaging winds. Of course, they could increase up to 60, maybe 70 miles per hour. There is a light possibility for hail. It could be quarter-sized or even larger. And the main thing that we're worried about, of course, are those locally heavy downpours. Hopefully we get a couple of those downpours so that we get some good rain coming through. But again, we are going to continue to see those wind gusts as we get through Saturday. You see here in the morning, maybe even up to 40 miles per hour on those gusts. And that's only going to continue as the system comes through over the entire weekend as well. Now, here's a look at Sunday's severe risk outlook. We're still in that marginal area, but it's just about overtaken all of us. You know, on Saturday, there are a few areas here on this eastern side that are just barely in the clear. But at this point on Sunday, everyone is going to have the opportunity to see those severe thunderstorms. Of course, again, damaging winds, quarter-sized hail. And I do want to iterate to you guys that our tornado risk is very, very low for this. Our main concern, of course, is how much rain we're going to be seeing. So looking at our air masses here, we've got the moist air mass here that we'll be taking advantage of. This dry line is going to start to make its way through, but also if you're down here in Crockett County for tonight, you may actually see just a little bit of rain, a shower or two, nothing intense whatsoever. But moving on into Saturday, we've got this dry line here that's going to be the catalyst for when we see these storms. You see it already happening here up in Oklahoma on Saturday night. This cold front is going to make its way down, and when it meets with that dry line, that again is when we're going to have that opportunity to see that widespread rain going into Sunday, and that cold front is going to start to work its way through. So let's take a bit of a closer look. This is just about at the same time. You can see this front here by where these winds start to differ, coming from differing sides. In the morning, you know, it'll start out kind of scattered, not exactly organized until we get into the afternoon hours, and you see this big swath of what could be severe thunderstorms going from Sweetwater all the way out to Breckenridge and even further. So that's really just going to continue that behavior. Again, the most severe of the storms are going to be really through Sunday afternoon into Monday morning as we get into those night hours, especially. See here at 3 a.m. that severe storms, they start to reappear as you make your way through Monday night. And once we get to Monday morning, again, it's just going to be scattered. The storms are going to be making their way through. The cold front will have passed by now. So we're just going to be seeing the last of the rains as they move out of our area. And you see, we've just got this last little bit here as we get into Tuesday midnight. We should be done with these storms by the time we get into Tuesday morning. So the big question, how much are we going to be seeing? And of course, that's going to vary. Our highest totals are going to be here in the northeastern big country. You see Albany could even see up to 3 inches, and that's really going to continue as you get over into the rest of the country. Our highest totals in the entire region are getting into north and central Texas, Oklahoma, and parts of northwestern Oklahoma as well. So to wrap things up with your 7-day forecast, it could be a bit of a gloomy of a weekend, but that rain is definitely something that we need. We'll come out of it on the bright side. We'll see temperatures drop down pretty chilly into the 60s on Monday, but we'll immediately start to warm up into the 70s on Tuesday and into the 80s by the time we get to the middle of next week.